Welcome to Chris's Caribbean Delights. And today I'm going to share with you a favorite recipe of mine. I love braised pork bellies, and braised pork bellies it's an Oriental style dish. So I got some pork bellies. My butcher already had cut them for me, so I have to go through the process of cleansing it and putting it together, so and preparing it for the braise liquid. So here's what I'm doing. I soaked it first in some vinegar and salt water for about 10 minutes or so, just to get some of those impurities and to soften whatever fat was on there. So after that, I had put it in some boiling water. I boiled it in some water. In the cold water, you put the pork bellies in the cold water and let it come up to the boil. So that takes its time to come up to the boil and gets all that scum off of it. So right now it's to the boil, and I boil it. After that, I raise the heat and boil it for 10 minutes. So it's now in that process. So I'll show you that now. So here we are. It's boiling for about 6 or 7 minutes right now, and you see all this stuff that's on the side here. This is what we're trying to get rid of. This is all the scum on and the impurities of the pork. So I will scoop that off and get rid of it, throw it out, and just push them down and make sure they all get covered with the water and things. So you do this for about 10 minutes and you'll see all that stuff that's going to come up on the sides, and I scoop that off. Now after about 10 minutes we'll take this out, we'll let it cool, and then we'll prepare it for braising, which means I'm going to tie it together, and we're going to show that. I'm going to show you that step, next step. So I will just drain this off, get rid of all of that water. And now, in a fresh spot. And it's still hot, so use something to really lit. Just put it over here to stop the cooking. This is cold water. And to continue, I'll just continue cleaning it. And this is not edible yet because it's not cooked through, so. So, as I said, it's not yet edible, so we're just cooling that off. And now I'm going to get me my paring knife. Could never find that sucker when I need him. Here we go, paring knife. And I'll just go through again and I'll scrape. I'll just scrape. Can you see me? Okay, great. I'll just scrape the skin and just get anything else that's left on there. I just scrape them and put them back into the cold water and let it rinse off. So I'll do each piece and let them rinse again. So I'll just continue that process, and once I finish that, we're gonna go to the next step. Thank you. So actually, these are supposed to be cut into some wonderful discs, but you know, my butcher, I guess he was in a hurry, but they're not totally a disc, but we'll still put them into a package. We'll gift wrap these and with some cooking twine and have them look, you know, delectable, and everyone can have, you know, a lovely package. But usually it's a square disc, and these are the pork bellies. And if you're wondering where the pork belly come from, it comes from the belly of the pig. It's the same thing they make the bacon of. It's very rich, and it has to be lean, not too lean and not too fatty. So you'll find layers of pork, of meat in between the fat, and then once it's braised, the skin is going to be delectable. It's going to be nice and soft, and so we'll tie these gifts up, and we'll be right back. At least I'll show you how I'm going to tie these up right now with some cooking twine. Just lay your cooking twine down. Lay your pork bellies down. I might have a little problem tying these up, but hey, it's worth the wait. So there you go. Let me just do it. Pull it a little tight, turn it over, and you'll make a bow right here. You make a bow right here. So that, so it will be easy to unwrap. Right, so here we go. And this is your first package. And what I'll do, I'll just cut the excess twine off, right? And then we set them aside. And then we'll do the same. We'll do the same here. Just lay this down on the twine. Bring him up. Up, twist over, turn him back on the back. Tie that knot. Right. Cut off the excess. And here we have another package. As I continue with my little packages. Lovely little package. Up. Draw the string. Make sure it's nice and tight. Let me just cut some more lengths of string here. But I'll finish it all up, then we'll go to the next step. We'll do some seasoning and all that. Okay guys, we are at the stage now where we've seasoned our little packages. We've seasoned them with some 5-spice. I've seasoned them with some 5-spice on both sides, and some all-purpose, some all-purpose seasoning. I didn't put any salt on them because the soy, we're going to be using a lot of soy sauce, and so the soy has the salt. So before it's finished, then you'll check again to see if you need any salt in it. But other than that, it's the complete seasoning, and the five spice, the Chinese five spice, which is a very key ingredient in this dish, the Chinese five spice. And we're going to use some soy. We're going to use some sweet soy, and to give it that color, and lots of ginger and lots of cilantro, not cilantro, but scallions. We're going to use some scallions, and we're going to put this together. I have a ginger glaze here. Ginger glaze. I don't have very much left, but instead of the rock sugar, I use my ginger glaze, and I use a pomegranate glaze, which is going to give it a sheen, give the finished pork a sheen. We're going to use some all-purpose amino liquid. This has a little salt in it also, but it gives it color, heavy color, instead of the dark soy. I have a Chinese sauce, which I'm going to also use in the sauce, in the braised liquid, I should say. And I have a mushroom sauce, which I also use in the braised liquid. Now, this is my sweet soy, my ABC sweet soy sauce. These are all going to be put in the braised liquid. Now I have several pieces of, so we're going to be lining our pot. If you're using a heavy bottom pot, I'm going to use a slow cooker. You line the bottom of the slow cooker with the scallions first, and then you put the ginger on there. And if you have any other herb that you might want to, like a rosemary or something that you feel that it would go with the pork, just you can add that at the bottom. Now, once we I'm going to set this up, and then we'll turn that slow cooker on, and I'll put it on high and let it go for maybe about 10 minutes, and then I'll slow it down. I'll put it on the 2 hour or 2.5 hours high slow cook. So to get it all tender. So it's going to be there for 2 hours. So we're going to set this up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to layer the pan and everything, and we're going to do that in the next step. So I'll be back. Okay, so now I want to layer my pan. I'll put my green onions down, and I'll just put my green onions down. That's one level of protection. One level of protection. I did have the slow cooker heat up for a little bit. So that we can start the braising immediately as the pork goes in there. So take all my scallions out, because that's the first layer. First layer I need is the scallion. Yeah, we can see that, the scallion. And that's working. Whilst that's working, now a layer of ginger. You got to lay these ginger pieces out, just to make sure it covers the pan, covers the bottom of the. Depending on what pot you're using, that depends on how much ginger you might need. But ginger is always good, so we have that protection there. That's our second layer of protection for our pork bellies. Okay, these guys are going to be delicious, and they're going to be so juicy and tender. Now we're going to lay our pork bellies down here. Okay. These little babies, you just place them in here. Let them sit right up or fall down. It all depends. It doesn't matter. I just get them in here. See how many could fit upright. And as I said, I seasoned them lightly with some complete seasoning, because you need some. The meat of itself needs some seasoning. It's going to be braising for a while, so it's going to be, it's going to be seasoned. But so this seasoning that's on here is going to cook right into the meat, and it's going to be delicious. So now they're all cut, and the reason why I tie them up, I don't know if I mentioned this before, is that it's going to be braising in here for like 3 hours, right? So it's going to be definitely tender, and it's going to be falling off the bone, so you don't want it to fall all over the place. So that's why I tie them in little packages. They'll stay like that, and you'll serve them, with the string or without the string. You can take the string off. If it's a regular crowd and you're just friends or stuff, they can cut their own strings off. So, but if it's a highfalutin, really society thing, you take the string off first before you serve them. So now we're going to add some sweet soy. This is my wonderful go-to soy sauce. Sweet soy. I'm going to add a good quarter cup of that. Quarter cup of sweet soy. Right? A nice quarter cup of sweet soy. And you'll get some liquid aminos. This is a kind of it's not very salty, but it has a little salt. It has a little caramel in it. So you're gonna add, I added like maybe that was about 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. The mushroom sauce, I'm gonna add a little bit of mushroom sauce, just maybe 2 teaspoons, because it's a darkener. It gets things really dark. So we just need to sprinkle that on there. 2 teaspoons probably. Okay. And we also need some brown sugar. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in here. That's the sweet element, because when this comes out of here, it's going to be tasting, it's going to be a sweet and savory taste. A sweet and a savory taste. So most likely the sauce is going to, the sauce is going to be awesome. The sauce is going to be awesome. So 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So now we'll see if we do need anything else. The aminos. Did we do the sauce? We did do the Chinese sauce. We didn't do the Chinese sauce. Just a little of that. Let me see how it changes. It has color already. So it's going to be great. So now we lock this down. I have to add a cup and a half of water. A cup and a half of water. For the amount of bellies I got here, I think I need 2 cups. 2 cups at least. Yeah, 2 cups of water. I also will give this a stir to change the positions of them, because after about 30 minutes or an hour, I want the skin to be in the bottom, right? Maybe an hour, hour and a half. I put the skin in the bottom, and and bring the bottom to the top, so the skin would be equally cooked. I mean, and be soft and delicious. So before further ado, we'll just cover this guy up, and he is on for high on 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours, and we'll just let this go for 3 hours, and we'll look at it again in about an hour. Okay, so just set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. Pork bellies in the slow cooker. It's gonna rip. It's gonna be delicious, nice and tender and juicy. It's gonna melt in your mouth. It's gonna be the thing for the dinner today. See you when I get back. After about 3 hours, this is how the pork bellies have come out, the braised pork bellies. And the sauce, I'm reducing the sauce, which is going to be served with it. So after about 3 hours, it's very succulent, very soft and delicious. Oh, it's so soft. Taste test, guys. Cheers. My braised pork bellies. Awesome. After 3 hours, it's fantastic. I hope you'll try this recipe. It's worth the wait. It's fantastic. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And thanks again for watching.